Hi, I'm Ann Madarasz, Director of the Western Pennsylvania Sports Museum here at the Heinz History Center. Let's explore our newest exhibit, Sport in the Body. Why Sport in the Body at the Sports Museum at the History Center? Organized athletics can be traced back to the first Olympics held by the Greeks in classical times. Not only did these athletes come together every few years to compete, but it also was a time for people to try and figure out, how do we treat the body, how do we train the body to get the most out of it. So really, sports medicine dates to that time period. It begins to be organized around the return of the modern Olympics in 1896, and then really formalized throughout the 20th century. Pittsburgh becomes a center for the study of the body, for sports medicine, for orthopedic surgery around the 1960s. And since that time, we've been leaders in innovating in the research, treatment, and training of not only athletes, but the general public like you and me. Why sports medicine in Pittsburgh? It can really be traced to 1953, when noted researcher and surgeon Albert Ferguson is hired by the University of Pittsburgh. He founds the Department of Orthopedic Surgery and goes on to build it into a world leader. A researcher, an author, a clinician, a surgeon. He also becomes a mentor to people from around the world who come to train with him. His innovative methods in joint replacement, his research into new materials that could be used in the body, his training of individuals who go on to lead departments of orthopedic surgery and sports medicine programs around the world turn Pittsburgh into a global name when it comes to sports medicine. It's Dr. Freddie Fu who really put sports medicine on the world map. He came to Pittsburgh in 1977 from his native Hong Kong to attend medical school, and then he came back to do his orthopedic residency with his mentor, Dr. Albert Ferguson. From there, he built a 40-year career that changed medicine in Pittsburgh and changed orthopedic medicine and sports medicine around the world. A renowned surgeon, he developed a new technique to treat ACL injuries. Dr. Fu developed a technique to individualize the treatment of each patient. The surgery took a little more time. It had better results. Patients recovered more quickly and tended not to suffer from re-injury. He was a mentor and a leader and a visionary. It was Dr. Fu who developed the idea to build the UPMC Center for Sports Medicine on the south side of Pittsburgh. The center brings together not only a leading treatment center, research center, training center, but also a place where the University of Pittsburgh and the Steelers have their home practice fields. Bringing sports and medicine together in one place, this was all Freddie Fu. Are great athletes built, or are they born? Jordan Geist shows that they can be a little bit of both. At age 8, he decided to emulate his parents, Judy and Jim, and become a champion thrower as they were, both All-Americans in the javelin and the shot put. He started to train, perfecting his technique, learning the basic fundamentals of throwing the shot put and the discus. At Knoch High School in Saxonburg, Pennsylvania, he blossomed into a true champion, becoming the Pennsylvania Gatorade Athlete of the Year, and setting the state records that still stand today for shot put and discus. He's gone on to the University of Arizona, where he's had an NCAA champion career in shot put, and has been an All-American, both in indoor and outdoor shot put. Through hard work, dedication, and training, Jordan Geist has built a championship career, grown from the seeds given to him by his parents. When you think of champion athletes, do you think of ballet dancers? If not, you should. These incredible athletes train every day. Some of them begin dancing at the age of 3, 4, 5 years old. And they spend hours each day preparing their bodies, working out, and developing the skill and the artistry needed to be a dancer. Imagine an athlete who not only has to be strong and flexible, but has to strive for perfection and aesthetic beauty in everything they do. The average ballet dancer may jump as many as 200 times at their warm-up practice each morning. That's before they go on to a day of practice, training, dress rehearsal, and possibly performance. They have to be the best, and the dancers at the Pittsburgh Ballet Theater are. Ballet dancers spend a good part of their time dancing on point or on their toes in shoes like this with just a little bit of padding between their toes and the floor. This can cause some specific injuries endemic just to ballet dancers. One of the innovations that Dr. Freddie Fu brought to Pittsburgh following his mentor, Dr. Ferguson, was developing a relationship where UPMC-trained physical therapists and doctors were available to ballet dancers on a daily basis. They're at every rehearsal, they're at every practice. They're there to treat, train, and guide the dancers so they can perform at the highest level. Some of the most innovative research that's gone on in the Pittsburgh area is related to the diagnosis and treatment of concussions, brain injury, and head trauma. Research done by leading neurosurgeon Dr. Joseph Maroon and by clinicians and researchers Mark Lovell and Dr. Mickey Collins. The impact test developed here at University of Pittsburgh Medical Center has been used by doctors around the world to treat everyone from NFL, NHL, athletes through college, high school, even down to youth leagues. What it does is develop a baseline so doctors can assess an athlete after a concussion or head injury and safely identify when they can return to play. What's this funny looking helmet here? This is a Guardian cap used by the NFL and by high schools and colleges around the country. It's now being worn to protect football players from the impact in head-to-head contact. Wearing this cover over your helmet, data is demonstrated, can absorb as much as 11 to 12% of the impact in a contact situation. And if both players are wearing these and there's head-to-head contact, as much as 20% of that impact can be dissipated. The NFL first mandated the wearing of these Guardian caps by players for the 2022 preseason. Data since that time shows that the players that wore these helmets suffered 52% fewer concussions during preseason. The NFL has since expanded the number of players wearing those and the time that they're being worn during the preseason and during regular season practices with contact. Researchers continue to study and develop new ways to protect all players from youth all the way through the NFL and professional leagues from the damaging impact of head-to-head contact. All of us need food to fuel our bodies, but how do we get the right mix of nutrients to grow, repair, maintain the systems of our bodies? Nutritionists have been studying what each person needs, and that's individual for all of us. Some of us eat only fruits and vegetables. For some people, their religion or their culture defines the kind of foods that they eat. So how to be sure that your plate gives you the nutrients you need to be at your best? Come to the History Center, make a plate, discover the nutrients that you need to fill your plates to be sure that you've got the fuel to get through each and every day and perform at your highest level. We know that professional football players like the Pittsburgh Steelers can take advantage of specialized equipment, physical trainers, physical therapists, nutritionists to be at their best and perform on Sundays for us at the highest level. But did you know that the 1970 Steelers, the first team to win 4 Super Bowls in a decade, actually trained in the basement of a restaurant, the Red Lion Inn in Upper St. Clair, on this weight bench to be at their best? They didn't have the specialized training facilities that the Steelers have today, but they crafted their bodies, built their bodies using equipment just like you see here. Have you ever heard someone say, drink 8 glasses of water a day? Why is that? Our bodies are up to 60% water, and we need that fluid to stay hydrated for the systems in our body to work. So what should we choose after we exercise? What's the best drink to rehydrate our bodies? It really depends on your individual needs and on what kind of exercise you've been doing. We ask you, do you want to have a water after your exercise? Do you want a sports drink? Do you want a soda? How about a chocolate milk? Scientists have been studying what your body needs and the best choice. Sometimes, and often, it's water. Sometimes after heavy exercise, chocolate milk can not only give you the fluids you need, but also re-energize your body and begin to help your body recover from that exercise. Sometimes it's a sports drink because you need the electrolytes to refuel your body, the salts, the sugars, the sodiums in small amounts. Rarely is it a soda that's the best choice for your body. So think about what your body needs, and after you exercise, make the best choice. So these orange coolers are ubiquitous on sports sidelines, from youth leagues all the way through the pros. We know about the tradition of dumping the Gatorade cooler over the coach after a win. It started with the New York Giants, who were the first to dump a cooler of Gatorade over their head coach, Bill Parcells, after they won the Super Bowl. This is the Gatorade cooler that the Pittsburgh Steelers actually dumped on Mike Tomlin after the Steelers won Super Bowl 43 in 2009. Thanks for touring Sport in the Body, a new exhibit here in the Western Pennsylvania Sports Museum at the Heinz History Center in Pittsburgh. To plan your visit, check out our website, www.heinzhistorycenter.org, to find out all you need to know. We hope to see you here soon. Thank you.